Program Director, Colonel H.M. Maluleke, Minister of Police, Mr. Senzo Mchunu, Minister of Defense and Military Veterans, Ms. N.G. Mutsecha, Minister of Correctional Services, Minister Grunewald, Deputy Minister of Police, Mr. Castle Matale, Deputy Minister of Police, Ms. Polly Bushielo, other Deputy Ministers here present, members of the Executive Councils of Safety and Security from all our 9 provinces, National Commissioner of Police, General Fannie Masemola, all Director Generals present, and all heads of our entities. All generals, senior management, members of the South African Police Service, Chairperson of the South African Police Service Education Trust Board, Mr. Vuyani Jwaha, and all the board members, National Head of the DPCI, Lieutenant General Godfrey Libya, representatives of Labour, Pop Crew, and SAPU, members of community police forums here present, families of our fallen heroes and heroines, members of the clergy, members of the media, distinguished guests. Abusheni, Dimacheroni, Dumelang, Sanbonani, Huyemore. On this National Police Commemoration Day, we have gathered to pay tribute to our fallen men and women in blue. These extraordinary individuals exhibited unparalleled courage and dedication to ensuring the safety and security of others, placing their own lives on the line without hesitation. As a result, this wreath-laying ceremony is a painful reminder not only to families who lost their loved ones, but also to all South Africans that our police are under attack while serving the country. Criminals have become brazen in their desperate attempts to achieve their criminal intents, to the point that the South African Police Service has, in 2023-24 financial year, lost 39 police officers in the line of duty. These police officers who died while protecting South Africa and her people are not just a statistic. They were husbands and wives, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, and most of them were breadwinners in their families. On behalf of the South African government I would like to take this moment to offer our heartfelt condolences to all families. We hope that you will find comfort in knowing that their names will never be forgotten, as they are now engraved on the South African Police Service Wall of Remembrance here on the seat of government in the Union Buildings. We hope that you will find strength and comfort in the memories of your loved ones, and your loved ones' lives of service. They lived courageous lives and put the safety of their fellow citizens above their own. Minister Senzo Mchunu and General Fannie Masemola, the National Commissioner of South African Police Service, cannot conduct business as usual when we lose so many police officers to criminals. To all serving police officers, please do not give up the battle against crime. The 39 members who are commemorating today entrusted you with a significant duty to carry on the baton and guarantee peace and order in our nation. May you never tire of serving your nation by working harder to imprison all offenders in honor of your fallen colleagues. In the honor of these gallant crime fighters, you must remain unshaken in your resolve to keep our communities safe. May you uphold the integrity of the badge and relentlessly strive to bring those responsible for any police officer's death to justice. In seeking justice for the families of our fallen heroes and heroines, the hard work of the Directorate for Priority Crimes Investigation, commonly known as the Hawks, has culminated in the arrest of 18 suspected police killers between April and June of this year. 12 of them were convicted and sentenced to a cumulative 139 years in prison. The court sentenced one of these killers to life imprisonment. The Hawks' work is ongoing to bring justice to families who lost their loved ones in the fight against crime. Other cases are pending in court, and we are hoping that they will receive harsh sentences, because killing a police officer is tantamount to treason. Lieutenant General Libya, as government, we call upon the DPCI to act with speed to arrest those who choose to undermine the authority of the state by targeting police for their criminal gains. Of great concern is the fact that since 2021, inclusive of today, we have commemorated a total of 140 policemen and women who lost their lives in the hands of criminals while performing their official duties. This number is alarmingly high, especially considering that these are men and women who have the potential to lead the future South African Police Service to a crime-free South Africa. Unfortunately, some members of our society show no respect whatsoever for the duties performed by our law enforcement officials. These are people who attack men and women in uniform, thereby undermining the authority of the democratic state. Given that law enforcement officials serve as a crucial deterrent against crimes for all South Africans. We cannot tolerate their ongoing brutality. An assault on a South African police service member is a direct attack on the state, and we must take action against individuals who perpetrate this crime, which, as I said, is equal to treason. General Fannie Masemola, police officers must not die with their service firearms on their holsters when criminals refuse to surrender and start firing at the police. When a shootout ensues between police and criminals, police have a duty to protect their lives as well as those of their colleagues and all community members. I am aware that being a police officer in our nation is one of the most dangerous occupations. You may feel anxious knowing that you may leave your home or your family for work and never return. In your defense, you must show criminals that you as the police are in charge. You must act decisively, using proportionate force in line with the threat you are facing, according to legal provisions of our Constitution. You must intensify your efforts to guarantee that you defeat crime. Minister Mchunu, we must make sure the police have enough tools to support their counter-attack against criminals. We also need to find a balance to address the major issues of an increasing population, which police recruits simply cannot keep up with. We must strive to attain the United Nations suggested ratio of 1 police officer for every 220 persons. The police to population ratio in South Africa has recently increased, rising from about 1:353 in 2014 to 1:427 in 2023. Meeting the United Nations recommended ratio means we must save the lives of those in service while also continuing to recruit more officers. Moreover, it is imperative that we collaborate to resolve the internal challenges, address issues of low morale among members, SAPS members involved in criminal activities, we need to address that, but also deal with aging infrastructure in order to enable the police to fulfill their constitutional obligations. Minister Mchunu, we were very encouraged by the action you and the Commissioner Masemola took in the Western Cape, where you ensured collaboration of all security forces. We need to do that throughout the country. The Constitution of the Republic of South Africa is the nation's supreme law from which police officers derive their mandate. The police are required to prevent, combat and investigate crime, maintain public order, protect and secure the Republic's inhabitants and property, and uphold and enforce the law as outlined in Section 205 of the country's Constitution. Fighting crime should not only be the responsibility of members of the South African Police Service. Communities are expected to work with the police to fight criminal activities, protect their properties, but also help identify criminals. Criminals are human beings who live in our communities, and residents know where they live. As a result, we urge all community members to inform the police of criminals' whereabouts to enable them to promptly arrest all criminal elements in our communities. Let us also work together to strengthen our community policing forum, the CPFs. We must stand united in this fight as partners to confront these challenges head-on and work tirelessly to ensure that South Africa is a place where all can feel safe and secure. In light of the latest crime statistics, which reveals that an estimated 3 people are being murdered per hour in our country, we support the ministry's set priorities to tackle crime, which include professionalization of the police service and uprooting of corruption within the service, capacitation of crime intelligence units, and investments in technology. In this constant struggle against crime, as political leaders, we must assess whether present policies continue to react to the current criminal climate. We must develop a workable policy agenda that considers South Africa's complex and shifting crime and safety challenges. As government, combating crime is our primary goal, and your role as police officers is crucial to our success in this endeavor. Distinguished guests, it is commendable that the South African Police Service recognizes that the 39 members we are currently commemorating have families and children who are still, some of these children who are still in school or who are still in school. The South African Police Service Education Trust exists to meet the educational requirements of police officers who have died in line of duty so that their children may continue also to attend school. The subset covers all educational costs for these learners and students until they achieve their first qualifications. Earlier this year, the South African Police Service hosted a fundraiser that raised 6.6 million rands, which will be put into subset coffers so that the children of the 39 police officers commemorated today can continue to stay in school and learn. We encourage all South Africans, and particularly business people, to also contribute to subset so that the children of police officers killed in action can continue to receive necessary education. It would be a terrible day in our nation if the children of these officers, whom we are remembering and commemorating, dropped out of school and joined criminal organizations to survive. It is comforting to know that since its inception, SAPS has paid for the educational needs of more than 1.631 children of deceased police officers. Minister Mchunu, we should do more than just to care for police and families after they are gone. As today youth say, we should give them their flowers whilst they are still alive. This implies that we must reevaluate their motivations and how we compensate them. We should incentivize their employment based on the level of danger they face every day. In reality, there are no incentives that can fully compensate for the value of life. However, we must make every effort to provide individuals with what they rightfully deserve, starting with decent wages. We urgently need to address the issues of upward mobility in the South African Police Service. It breaks my heart to see a South African Police Service member with more than 30 years of unbroken service still occupying lower ranks. Program Director, as I conclude, I want to say once more, on behalf of our country and the South African government, we thank the 39 fallen heroes and heroines posthumously for their bravery and service to their country, which they rendered diligently until they met their untimely demise. We also extend our gratitude to their families, most of whom are here with us today, who provided unwavering support throughout their careers in the South African Police Service. We pray that you find peace and healing. May the souls of the gallant 39 crime fighters rest in eternal peace. I thank you, Akensa Inko.